This video provides some insight into our local television studios, showing facilities both past and present, and a look at our efforts to record the heritage on the WA TV History website. The story we are covering begins in 1959, but it wasn't until the 50th anniversary of TV in WA was approaching that we began gathering the images and the fond recollections of the veterans who made it all happen. Many people are participating in this initiative, providing stories, photographs, plus vintage sound and vision. Fortunately, the task is assisted by the fact that we all work together and share the memories. We're most interested in learning where things are heading and thus maintain contact with the industry, which, as you'll see, is forever changing. Even recent video we have here shows studio control room facilities at the ABC which are now redundant, where the crew has been replaced by the Ignite one-person TV news presentation system. We visited the ABC studios in East Perth to record this report.
Two, gramophone effects. Track 4, the actual hiss of the surface noise on track 7 and 8. One choice of music, and on 9 and 10,
record.
and on 9 and 10, nothing at all. So I then sit back and decide how loud the surface noise should
record.
be, how loud the ratcheting sound should
As
be,
we
how loud the
know,
music
John
should
Logie
be.
Baird was first with a...
So it's a process of a creative decision, whether I hold the effects down and keep the music up, whether I keep the music up, or whether I reverse that process. So in association with the producer and the director, I make those decisions. So I'm cleaning up the soundtrack and deciding how the music sound effects balance should be. For a program like this, which is pretty straightforward, one of our weekly programs called Can We Help, it's 28 minutes long, and it takes me about 6 hours to complete this mix. If I'm doing drama, or what we call high-end production, I could, for a half-hour television drama, I could spend up to 3 weeks. But my track count doesn't stop at 6 to 12. It might run up to 30 or 40 or 50 tracks. So, and I spend much more time making decisions about whether the bird twitter is correct, whether these crickets that I'm hearing, night crickets suggesting that we're in a house at night time, whether they're the right sounding crickets, whether it's important that those crickets be accurate to the environment. So if I'm doing wildlife program, I cannot put West Australian crickets into a scene that's shot in the Northern Territory, because our wildlife has to be absolutely...
Sounds different.
So absolutely, yes. I mean, we'll have people ringing us up from all around the world saying, no, that was a black spotted tit that you put in there. It was a blue-billed tit. You think, and it happens. Believe me, it happens. The wildlife, the naturalistic department cannot afford to make a single mistake.
this one, this is the supers.
Oh,
So
yeah.
these are the supers that we put on and off air, you know, that correspond with the, which one's this one? That correspond with the stories.
Mm.
So this is the Burma story at the moment, and I'll put this on and off live following my script here during the news.
Mm.
And we do the weather as well. That's what I've just typed in. Actually, these are scoreboards. Go Geelong. And then all the weather that we do as well.
It's all done through an ordinary keyboard.
It is. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. It's called a collage, so it does a lot more than a normal... it's a lot more involved than a normal, you know, sort of Microsoft Word system. But it's pretty good, very easy to use once you get your head around it.
Can I have a look at your desk and what you do?
Sure.
So, are you the producer or the director?
I'm the director switcher.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So yeah, they went with director switches some years back.
Yeah. And that's the script on the screen, I take it?
Yeah, it's all computerised, has been for quite some time.
So you can remote control the cameras from everything from here?
Yeah.
But I could have had my...
And there used to be 3 blokes in the past for that.
Yeah.
3 cameramen, 1 bloke for this, 1 bloke for that, 1 bloke for this.
What's this part here?
That's just the lighting desk.
Oh, that's the
Okay,
lighting.
we are recording. Right.
Oh, is there a bed? 30-second bed underneath, but that's how I'll do it.
Oh, does he? Does he roll the bed as well?
Yeah.
Does he roll the bed?
So we do a clean 30 seconds sort of
Oh,
thing.
righto. Well, Jesus, Craig. It's rolling. Stand by. 3, 2, 1. Cue Craig.
In the news, Burma's bloody pro-democracy crackdown continues amid fears the death toll may soar. Feeling the heat, the United States under pressure to commit to binding greenhouse gas targets. An equine flu scare on the opening day of the Perth Royal Show, and a catastrophe, Geelong's crushing win over the Power at the MCG. Join me at 7 o'clock.
We visited Seven's Perth studios to inspect the new studio.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Susanna Carr and Rick Arden.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is sort of like how the opening shot would look when we've got 4 readers.
Yep.
We still do that sort of shot. It's the opening shot, and it's a bit of a sort of head down zoom into the desk. It ends up on that sort of type framing, and then he'll cut to whoever's got the lead story, whether it's an MCU framing or what we call a flag framing. So this is the flag, which has got the graphic and the story. The framing's actually changed from that. It was hands in, even on the flag framing. But now it's gone back into an MCU with no hands. So that framing's changed. But tonight, there are a lot of tracking shots that we use. The opening shot sort of starts about where that floor monitor is, and you track around and tighten the shot in. And so you end up on that framing. So there's your start position. You're tracking around, panning right, and then you're just zooming in and bringing it all in at once. And then we've got a few variations of different shots.
So what's what? The director sits there?
Director, yeah.
Who sits here?
Graphics.
Oh, graphics there, right?
Director's assistant.
Yep.
And technical director. And the producer sits there. Producer up there. Audio, Colin. Is the audio. That's his little area in there. And that's it.
Thanks, Colin.
In 7 News, important information.
Thank you.
That little device is the recorder, is it?
This one is?
Yeah.
It can record and play.
Yeah.
Straight into the servers.
And then once it's there, all the editors can access it straight away.
What day is it? Should have 4 bits gigs. The last bit is for the AFL stuff.
Maguire Collingwood ground. Yep, gotcha.
Okay, A on camera B, on camera C we got to read on camera A.
X is there on the server, by the way. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Thanks, Mark. Coming up in Perth 7 News,
Rolling
the
through.
story that will affect thousands of Perth homes. Jeff Parry's report at 6.
On camera,
Plus,
camera B.
why the Premier is furious.
Rolling through.
Just 15 minutes warning. That's all
On
he
camera
got
C with the
before a
red
major
line.
announcement on boat people affecting Western Australia. The details tonight.
On camera,
Also
camera
coming
C.
up, a big change for Lotto.
Rolling through.
Now you won't have to go to a newsagent
There is a
to
red
get
line.
your tickets.
On camera
Plus,
B.
Chris Young winds up another wacky week.
On
And stay
camera,
with us for the
camera A,
blockbuster
rolling
AFL
through.
Finals Flash Geelong versus Collingwood.
I'm going to do it.
All right, start off with it. Let's go again.
So far, our efforts have been concentrated largely on Channel 7, but we also need to treat all television outlets the same. It's an enormous effort, and we're not getting any younger. There is so much to do and so little time.